Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Andrew D TV. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my experience of getting a barium swallow test. So if you're interested in knowing more about that, your doctor says you gotta go have one and you wanna know what to expect, stay tuned. So I had a barium test, or barium swallow test, whatever, done probably like last year, and I'm just making a video on it now. So I'll do my best to try to remember everything about it that I can. So basically a barium swallow is done if you have acid reflux, which is why I needed to have it done. If you have problems with swallowing, if you have digestive problems, there's a whole host of reasons why a doctor might tell you to get this test. It honestly wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. I had done a whole lot of research on it beforehand, and honestly a lot of people made it sound like worse than it actually was, I think. So for the barium swallow, yes, you do have to drink barium, and it's really not a pleasant experience, but they try to give it flavoring and stuff to make it more tolerable. This is just my personal experience of getting a barium swallow. Everyone's experience might be different. It could depend like where you're going to have it done and who's doing the test and all of that. So all this stuff could vary, but this is just my personal experience of what it was like getting a barium swallow. So basically you can't eat or drink anything after midnight before your test. You do have to fast before the test. You go to the hospital, you change into a gown, you go into this room where the machines are and everything. They gave me the barium, and it's basically like a glass, like a normal size glass, probably about that big, and it has the barium in it. And if you don't know what barium is, a mixture of barium is basically like a white chalky kind of mixture, and it tastes really bad like on its own. So most of these places will try to put a flavoring in it to make it more tolerable, and the flavor could vary depending on where you go. Some people have chocolate, some people have strawberry. I did read people who said if they were allergic to like an ingredient in it, they can't have the flavoring. So for example, if yours is strawberry flavored and you're allergic to like the strawberry extract, you probably will have to drink the barium by itself. So mine, I believe the flavor was pina colada, and basically the taste was actually not as bad as I was anticipating. The flavoring definitely helps. It basically tasted like as if you took a bunch of pina colada flavored Tums and like put them in a blender. That's basically what it tasted like. And the test really, it could vary depending on what your doctor is looking for with this test, but my test really didn't take very long at all. It took about like 10 minutes to do. And basically, you just sit on the machine. It's just some kind of like x-ray machine or something. And you sit or lie down in different positions. Sometimes you're turned on your side, sometimes you're lying on your back, sometimes you're sitting up. And you basically take sips of the barium when they tell you to, and they watch it on this machine as it's like going down through your system. Because the barium is the only way that they can see what's going on inside of your body. It's basically how it will show up on the x-ray. So that's why you need to drink the barium. You just take the sips of barium, however much they tell you, when they tell you, in what position they tell you. And then the other thing I had to do besides that was swallow a tablet of solid barium. It was a little bit big. I would say it was probably the width of like a quarter, maybe at the biggest. I might be exaggerating. It might have been like the size of a nickel maybe, and it was a little bit thick. It might be the equivalent of the size of like 3 or 4 or 5 nickels like stacked together or something like that. And I'm someone who does have a problem with swallowing like pills and stuff, and even I was able to like get it down. They give you water and everything to get it down. Even if you have a bit of a hard time with pills, you'll probably be able to get this one down because it is a round tablet and they give you plenty of water and everything. The reason why they have you swallow a tablet of barium is so that they can see how a solid goes down, and basically they watch it going down through the x-ray to see how you swallow a solid. So that was basically all I had to do for the test, and then they let me go, and they call you, a few days later with the results. It turns out for mine that the tablet kind of got stuck on the way down. So they kind of took it from there. The only thing you have to really worry about after the procedure is that your stool is going to be white for like a couple of days after that, and that's completely normal. It's just the barium leaving your body. I'm someone who does have problems with chronic constipation, and honestly, I didn't get that problem, but with some people, it could cause constipation. So just be sure to drink a lot of water, a lot of fluids, just to make sure that you really get all of the barium out of your system. So that's basically what to expect with a barium swallow study. Again, that's just my personal experience. It could vary depending on, where you go and everything. Overall, I would say the experience was not nearly as bad as I was expecting. It was a quite easy test to do. Having the flavoring in the barium made it pretty tolerable. I wouldn't say it tasted pleasant, but it was definitely tolerable. It's like the type of test I would say if I had to do it over, I wouldn't really mind that much, because it was like about as pleasant of an experience for that kind of thing as you could expect, I guess. If you have any other questions about a barium swallow that I didn't answer in this video, or you just have general questions about it, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you want to see more experience type videos like this, feel free to subscribe to Andrea DTV. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.